Yo, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today, as per a couple of requests I've had, we're going to once again be taking a look at OCCT to stress test different parts of your system. In this video, I'm more going to be talking about what type of tests you should be doing and why, basically, whether it be a new system you built, bought, so on and so forth. So I'll leave a link. I mean, the address is there, but I'll leave it down in the description below where you can download it. It is free to use. So basically, what you want to do is open up your OCCT. It should look like this. Make sure you go on stability test here. It might open like that, but just make sure you're on that. Now, I am going to change my test time, so it's only obviously 2 minutes for the purpose of the video. Sort of standard, it runs the test for an hour, which you do want to run it for quite a while to see if it does pick up errors. But basically what you want to do is you want to do a combined test, make sure CPU and RAM are checked. Then I like to check VRAM as well for the GPU. And then basically what you want to do is leave it priority normal, large data set, stay normal on the mode for now, variable, cycle 1 auto. Same with like VRAM configuration, leave it on disabled, make sure your GPU, not like your integrated graphics, your actual GPU's ticked, priority normal, so on and so forth. And then what you want to do, basically hit start, let this count down to 0 and hit start here when this lights up, and then I'll let this test run for 2 minutes. You might hear my PC sort of fire up a little bit in the background, but as you can see at the top, the CPU, which is a Ryzen 5 7600, is now pushing 90 watts, which is 100% load, 4.8 megahertz, which is fine. Temperatures are fine at 65, 64 Celsius. Memory is fine temperature wise. It's using around 15 gig of memory, and then the GPU won't really get warm. But yeah, as you can see by your temps here, like you've got your individual core temperatures. Obviously I've got 6 cores, so 6 different temps. You have like the temp of your L3 cache and so on and so forth. And you can see like power draw, or the power being used by each core, your clock speed for each core. Most of this, most people don't really care about. It's different temperatures for your motherboards and each stick of RAM and all that sort of stuff. Now, one awkward slider. Yeah, as you can see, it's starting to test the RAM now on the GPU. So basically, if you've ran this test, which I would advise running it for longer than 2 minutes, like I said, that's just for the purpose of this video. But if you run this test and you get no errors thrown up at all, obviously, like mine says, no errors detected here. Obviously, if there is something, it will tell you. So mine should finish now, like that. So that's the test done. No errors detected on the system. So then you hit go back. Then what you want to do is hit extreme. And extreme basically pushes what you're testing even harder to see if it can spot an error, because obviously it's fine running the test normal and your PC will be fine running it normal, and even if it has an error, it might not throw it up in a normal test because it's not being pushed hard enough to throw the error. So then you go to extreme, you run start again, obviously let this count down again, so on and so forth, and then you basically run it again, obviously like I said, for longer than the 2 minutes, but run it again on extreme, and then see if it throws an error up. Now, if you've ran a test and you've ran it on normal and you've ran it on extreme and you get no errors, your system's fine. There's no issues. If it would like to actually start doing it, it would be lovely. Or not. But yeah. I love the way it says here that it started, but it clearly hasn't. Stupid program. Right, let's try it again. But yeah, basically, you want to run it on normal. If it throws nothing up, you want to run it on extreme. If it throws nothing up, then there's no issues. I like running this test, especially on your memory, like your RAM, because yeah, see, it's running it now on extreme. Basically, because if you're running like DDR5 like I am, I mean, obviously you can run these tests on DDR4, you can run it on DDR3 if you really want to, but if you run it on DDR5 and you have like XMP if you're on an Intel system, or Expo on AMD, if you have that active, your PC can blue screen with XMP or Expo active. That's down to multiple reasons why that can happen. Most of the time it's due to the memory controller not liking either the speed or whatever that the RAM's running at. Most of the time you're alright, but it's a good way to test the memory. You run it on normal, you run it on extreme. If you don't get a blue screen, then the memory's fine and the controller's clearly capable. So that's why I don't mind running an extreme test, especially on the memory. But again, as you can see, we're like halfway through now and it's not detected any errors. Even the temperatures are fine, like 65.1, which is weird because my AIO actually says 45C at the minute, so I don't know what's going on with my AIO there. But yeah, let this get to the 2 minutes again, and obviously if it doesn't throw an error up, then we're all good. But that's basically like the reason why you would want to run a normal and an extreme test. A normal test can be good just for having a feel about for errors, but if you really sort of want to dig deep and push your system to see if any errors come up, you have to run the extreme test as well. So there we go, no errors detected again, running a 2 minute extreme test. So yeah, like obviously under combined you can run a test on everything at the same time, but I tend to just do CPU, RAM and VRAM. You can benchmark using OCCT. I tend not to. I prefer Cinebench if I'm benchmarking my CPU, and I prefer Cinebench for the CPU and Thermark for my GPU. But yeah, it's just a short video because I noticed a lot of people had asked on my previous OCCT video why I didn't use the extreme mode, and you do. It's just that old video was kind of like an introduction on how to use it. So that's a video on how to use it on normal and extreme and why you should use it on normal and extreme. So we'll leave it there for now. Just want to say thanks for watching. Keep subscribing, and I'll catch you all in the next video.